and above all, huge talent, please welcome to the stage Stuart Hill.
Thank you. It's the 4th of July, 2009, Babaji, Helmand Province, Afghanistan. I'm an army officer of 16 years service, and I'm leading B Company 2 Mercian in the fight against the Taliban as part of the largest British ground offensive operation ever to have taken place there. Lance Corporal Dennis walks by. The bomb kills Lance Corporal Dennis and destroys my tactical headquarters. The shockwave from the blast, travelling at 1,000 miles an hour, ruptures both of my eardrums. Shrapnel, travelling at 2,000 miles an hour, shatters my skull through my brain, with 2 pieces stopping a millimetre away from my brainstem. My brain is smashed around inside the confines of my skull, and I'm found in a ditch with a radio antenna embedded in the back of my skull. Some weeks later, when I'm in hospital, the doctor asked me what I remember. I remember a helicopter, Robbie Laws was killed, Guy Disney, leg shot off, the radio screams, dead and injured, their families. I just want to go home. I don't get to go home. I go to Headley Court, which is a military rehabilitation centre. I don't want to be here. There's no need for me to actually be here. I mean, what is it? What is this? Amitriptyline. What is it? Antidepressants. I'm not bloody depressed. I don't want to be here. Okay, my cognitive results are fractionally lower than what they should be, but there's no reason for me to be here. I just want to be back with my men. Ten months later, I'm still in Headley Court, and I'm doing yet another cognitive assessment. Okay, right, fill the circles with yellow, squares with red, triangles with blue, and the rectangles with purple. Okay, right, I can do this, okay. Right, I wish I'd turn the TV down. Why are these people just talking so loud? And that coffee machine, I can't think, why can't I, geez, I can't even do a cognitive test. You're bloody useless, why? A phone call? For me, okay. Who's it? Army Personnel Centre, okay. Yeah, hi, Stuart Hill speaking. Yeah, hi, Jamie. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Right, okay, yeah, really? Oh, that's brilliant, really? Okay, thank you. That's great news, thank you. Melissa, guess what? I've been selected for promotion to Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, I know, yeah. And I could command my battalion as well. I know. I mean, if I play my cards right, who knows? I may make a brigadier, I don't know, 2018 or something like that. Not bad for a boy from a scholar Preseli, comprehensive, isn't it? Yeah. All right, cheers. Love you too. Bye-bye. I go and see Ali, my neuropsychologist. Ali, I've been selected for promotion to Lieutenant Colonel, which is a big deal. I know you're a civvy, you don't understand that, but they want to know when I'm going to return to work. Okay, a test, right? You want me to give a presentation on my brain injury. Okay, I mean, who's it going to be to? That's up to me, right, okay. I mean, how long do you want it for? That's up to me, right. I mean, do you want it written? Is it going to be a PowerPoint presentation? What's it going to be? Don't tell me. Yeah, it's up to me. Right, okay. Okay, right. Presentation, easy. No, this will be fine. Okay, right. Where do I begin? If it's to the medical community, they know about the brain, surely in Headley. So therefore, I don't need to talk about the brain. But if it's to strangers or to my family, they won't understand what the brain is. I mean, how can I articulate and say what my problems are when I don't even know what they are myself? I mean, Jesus, just far too much information. I can't do this. Ali, I can't do this. She explains what my brain impairments are, and it's to do with the severe bruising in this part of the brain, what they call executive function skills. And that's the brain's ability to plan and to organize and to solve problems and make decisions. And my skills haven't returned to the level that I need to hold down employment in the army. So she tells me that, Stuart, let's be realistic about this. If you're going to be in the army, you're going to be needing to make decisions every single day of your life, which could potentially affect the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of people. That was a moment I knew was the end of my army career. I struggled emotionally with it. I couldn't handle the shame of it. I remember being on a bus and my head's against a window and I'm looking at the cars go by and I'm thinking, how easy, would it be easy to just jump in front of a car? But if I did that, there's no guarantee that I'll be killed. Right, what about, okay, an overdose? No, an overdose will take too long. I conclude that the best thing that could have happened to me was if I'd been killed by that explosion. My life would be so much easier. I'm discharged from Headley Court, and I spend the next few years in and out of neurological rehabilitation, and there's more of a focus on improving my mind. And so there's a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy. I create some self-therapy through art. I learn to play golf. I concentrate, focus. I start doing triathlons, focus on the physical stuff to try and improve my well-being. Medically discharged in March 2012, and although I accept that my army career is over, I'm excited. I've got my first civilian job. I'm going to be the employment officer for the On-Course Foundation, which is a golf charity. So my remit was to identify from the hundreds of members in the charity those who wanted work experience or possible employment within the golfing industry. Okay, and now match those up with the various companies and organizations that have offered work placements and possible opportunities to the On-Course members. Right, okay, well, we start a graduated return to work, 3 days a week from home to ease me into it. And I don't want to work from home. I think, okay, no, I can do better than this, right. So I rent an office near my hometown in Nottingham, and I get all the information. I'm starting to get excited. And those who are in the army, you will know, I had the obligatory map up on the wall. And I'm right, okay, I'm starting to get excited by this. Okay, if I can prove this, that I can do this job, who knows where it'll take me, get introduced to all these CEOs of all these various companies. Maybe go into event management. I like to organize events. Golf management, who knows? I could be standing as part of the management team in many years' time with a British and European Ryder Cup winning team. Yes, this is so good. I resign after 9 weeks because I can't handle the 5 people that were interested in work experience. I mean, compare that to the 162 soldiers I was commanding on the 4th of July, 2009. I spend the next few years trying to work out what I can and can't do. But the outcome is always the same. My brain, this part of the brain here, doesn't have the ability for me to plan and organize and make decisions at the level that is required for employment, full-time employment. To try and put it into context for you, and I've thought seriously about this, is I think I could hold down a part-time job in a fast food restaurant at the back, and this is not to the detriment of those who work there, but I think I could do the job of doing the chips and flipping the burgers and being told what to do, and I can do that. I know this part of the brain does not give me the capacity to do front of house, do the tills, all that information, money, talking to people, noise. I've got to get food, I've got to do all this. That would be overwhelming for my brain. A couple of years ago, Melissa, my wife, look, geez, I don't know what I want to do. I mean, I'm never going to have a career. I want to work. I don't want to just be at home. I think, I've been in the army for 18 years. I've learned a lot about leadership. I love psychology and the brain, and I've learned how that applies to sort of leadership and management. And I don't know, I just feel that I can't do anything worthwhile. What do I enjoy doing? Well, triathlons, but I don't want to be a triathlete. Okay. I mean, painting when I'm in low mood. Why don't I become an artist? Okay, maybe. Yeah, do you remember when we met Sheila and David on that holiday in Mallorca, and he reminded me that I used to enjoy over-level art in school in 1986, and I got an A grade. Yeah, and then I did those portraits of Gavin Elliott and Rupert Bowers, who had been killed. I gave them to the families, and such comfort they received from that. I mean, I love the idea of doing a portrait and trying to capture someone's soul and life and their personality. So yeah, maybe I could become an artist. I'm not an entrepreneur in the true sense of the word. I'm just trying to do the best I can with this new skill set that I've got. But I believe that I share with you the same drive, the same dedication, and the same passion that you've got to try and be successful, to try and forge a new path into business, to try and fulfill your potential. I'm a fledgling artist, lucky enough through Emma Willis, who's here today, to have an exhibition with some other injured guys down at La Galleria in Pall Mall. Fantastic exhibition on at the moment. I enjoy public speaking. I find it really tiring, but I wouldn't mind doing some more. But I know this brain is it's pretty rubbish at trying to create new business for me. I've got this idea that actually, because I enjoy this sort of stuff, I've got this idea of seeing if I can create this one-man play to show the extreme emotions and conflicts that I've been through and how they can apply and help other people's lives. And how art, how painting, how poetry, how music has helped me to grow and realize how wonderful life is. We should not be at the mercy of the environment or the events that happen around us. We should shape our own lives, irrespective of the environment and the events. In my view, life is about searching for, finding, and then developing one's own ideas and one's abilities, to embrace your own personal uniqueness, to take responsibility for your choices, to help yourself and help others. I want to finish off with a poem. My last memory of Afghanistan, watching the war horse in the sky carrying away the worst of loads, my dead and injured soldiers. I remember thinking of a nebulous soul in a suit and tie who soon after would be knocking beside the door of a next of kin. These thoughts exploded, replaced by burning broken metal bursting through the blancmange of my brain. How little I knew as I'm splayed on the floor, no awareness of the knock on my wife's door, my worried colleagues, nor the shards that tore through my skull. Our brains make us who we are. Mine is no longer on a par with how it used to be. This complex organ degraded by injury. Most days I feel inefficient. I have a Fiat Panda engine, insufficient for a Ferrari. Reduced capacity to drive with the power and speed I used to, I want to, I feel I need. 38 years of personal development stubbed out like the post-firefight cigarettes we smoked about in Afghanistan. No longer can I serve to lead, although I plead just to see again the person I grew to be. For many of us, this endless journey can be torturous. Despair, vulnerability, loss of the old self and mobility, loss of a job, of a career, self-esteem, social environment, loss of all those needs that Abraham Maslow mandated were mandatory for man's motivation. Some years later, I pondered and I wondered if I could find my younger years again of creativity, of reward, before I decided on going towards my brain's left side, before a careers officer shaped me to have a career as an officer. Well, now I have a new identity. I'm a part-time poet and a painter of people. From Sandhurst to this stage, turning the page, new chapters in life, no longer in strife. From deployment with colour sergeants to the enjoyment of John Singer Sargent's colour. From fighting with platoons to grappling with Sassoon. I lead a wonderful life. Thank you.
Stuart Hill. Stuart, thank you. I did have some formal words, but I'm going to rip those up and say, you know, Fiat Panda, you're just bloody brilliant.